So I was in tarot and astrology more, y'all, because like I said, I had already had like years of Catholic school. So I was like, I'm cool on the Bible for real. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm cool on the Bible. Like, no shade, but shade. So I just was leaning more into that, all right? And now I understand why, because it's like God needed me to understand the opposite. And that's like why I say God is so funny. If you go to my last videos, I'm like, God's really comical for real, because like it's like I had to learn everything in order to understand what I'm going through now. So I spent the next 3 years becoming a tarot reader and an astrologer. Okay, so from 2020 until 2024, honestly. I created a business in 2021. Early in March of 2021, I created my business and I met my man, okay? I created my business called Naturally Mystique, where you could get tarot and astrology readings from me at first and yoga sessions, because God had given me in 2020, God had given me yoga, okay? So I had started learning yoga. Now, I wasn't actively in school or anything, because like I said, I was meeting my birth family and all that. So once I came home from meeting my birth family, and then I started meeting my man and we started hanging out and stuff, then I created my LLC, and I started my college in yoga. So that's that. And what's crazy is that he comes from God, his family. He has ministers and stuff in his family, pastors and everything, in his immediate family. And mind you, I just had found my birth family, so I knew my mom, my birth mom, she is super beautiful. She is super into the Most High. She has the opposite story of me. So y'all will learn that together, when we do our little thing together. But she has the opposite story of me, so it's she's always leaned more into God versus me always leaning kind of this way. That's what I'm gonna say. So I didn't really take it for face value when it came from her. I understood the power of prayer, and I understood everything. But by that point, by the time I had met my birth mom, and we had gotten into conversations and everything, I was once I start to understand things, and I have my own belief system, it's very hard for me to change belief systems or change my thought process once I feel I have my own understanding, which is very much so worldly and very much so not of God, because once you are with God, you understand to lean not on your own understanding. So mind you, I'm not reading the Bible this whole time, even though God gave me the freaking Bible. Through this whole process, God has given me the Bible, also given me, okay, so what I feel it was God gave me the Bible during my spiritual awakening, and the devil, high key, showed me tarot and astrology. I'm just gonna be real. That's how I feel. So me thinking that I'm leaning on my own understanding and I know it all, even though I don't know anything, but I know it all at this point in time in my head, I'm I don't need the Bible right now. I'll keep the Bible on hand, you know what I'm saying? There's still, I said, I'm still touched by the Holy Spirit. So I'm I'm gonna keep the Bible, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna use it all the time as my direct source of energy, my direct source of connection to God. I'm going to do tarot and I'm going to do astrology, because part of what had me so excited about tarot and astrology was the aesthetic of it all, was the worldly aspect of all of it, was understanding the energies, was I used to be tarot is the weather, you gotta check it, you check the weather. I don't even check the weather. I don't really care if it rains or if it snows. I have very strong faith in a lot of areas in life, and that's why I can sit here and say the Holy Spirit has touched me, because I didn't have a developed relationship with God, but I have very strong connection to the Holy Spirit and understanding faith things. But when it comes to just me, I don't know what the heck happened. So when I was taking care of my adoptive mom, I say the Holy Spirit because I always knew what to do when it came to her health. I would always get visions. I always knew what herbs, what insulin, with everything, like with medications, like, and like it wasn't worldly knowledge. It was like when you have the Holy Spirit in you, you just know things. Like you just know. It's a gift from God. God downloads the information into the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit downloads the information into you, and you either listen or you don't. But when you have the Holy Spirit in you, I guarantee you, like, it's very hard for you to not listen. I've always had a very strong moral compass. I've always felt right from wrong, like, very, 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 very strongly. Like, I've never been led astray to the point of my own detriment. But, like, when it came to tarot and astrology, that was the way that the devil got me. Sorry, y'all, I'm doing my nails. I was trying to find a better file. But, which I do have one. I don't know where it's at right now. But, so I've never been, like, the devil's really not been able to lead me astray in a lot of ways because God kept me on track. God kept me on track when it came to being a caregiver. And I fast forward, y'all, I found my file. I'm trying to prop this up because my phone is charging. Sorry, y'all. But yeah, so it's funny because the only way the devil could really get to me was by trying to lead me away from God, but God had already sent the person who was going to bring me closer to him without me even knowing. And God knows I'm a lover girl, okay? Listen, God knows his children. I'm gonna say that. God knows his children because what did God do? Sent me a man. Sent me a man, okay? And I know that my man is of God and protected by the Holy Spirit because I was never allowed to pull cards on him, nor was I allowed to, like, divinely protected. My baby protected, my baby connected, like, all that shit. And I love him. But anyways, I thank him always, regardless. I always told God, regardless of if we ever end up together or this is what, like, this is as far as our relationship ever goes, like, you brought me closer to God. Thank you. Like, there was one time that I felt God's presence. I want to say probably in 2020. No lie. Because I started praying. Like, I started praying for, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't know what to do. I just wanted to be close to God. But it's like, I didn't know, like, something inside me was like, don't pray to God. Like, God is not what you call God. And to this day, like, I'm still a little bit iffy on, like, if we're supposed to be calling God, God. Because I don't know if that's really, like, and I know God is not a he. I know God is omnipresent. Like, it's not, like, it's an energy. It isn't it. Like, it is not a he. I know we call it the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. But it's like, I still have my questions and that God has to answer when it comes to, like, I don't believe God is a gender. I believe God is everything encompassed all into one. God is love. God is, yeah. So, I was very much so, like, and the devil used that against me to get me to go to tarot and astrology because I was just confused. It's not that I didn't want a relationship with God. I was just confused. So, like, mind you, like, I had my first, like, awakening with God, okay? Like, I remember the night I felt his presence. I was laying here, and, like, I was just, like, upset about something, I'm pretty sure, probably. And, like, I don't know, like, I just started praying because this man told me he was praying for me. So, like, over time, I started, like, journaling, and, like, I started writing him in my journal, and along with everybody else I was praying for at night in my journal. And I always told him, I was like, if we ever make it together, like, on our wedding night, I'm gonna show you, like, all the times I prayed for you and, like, all the things I said, like, to God in my journal because, like, yeah,